Hello guys, this is Al from Open Source Channel. Welcome again, new episode on how to. Today I'm going to show you how to install a mail server. We're going to do this using Docker, and in a few steps I'm going to show you how easy it is to install a mail server with web client. Without any further ado, let's go and let's start to install MailCow. MailCow mail server is an extremely easy to install server that can be deployed very easily on Docker. You can find all the installation instruction on MailCow GitHub repository. I will link the link on the description below. So here you can see all the instruction that I am going to use to install with simple 3 lines of command the actual server of my Proxmox using Docker. I'm not going to use the console comes with Proxmox, but I'm going to use the program free of charge Putty, P-U-T-T-Y. So yes, I'm going to use the program. It's very simple to use, and I can simply copy and paste commands from web pages. I'm not going to use Portainer for this installation because I would like to show you how easily you can also install many applications on Docker with using just a command line. For this installation, I'm not going to use the SSL option, so I'm going to avoid the installation of Let's Encrypt. You can find more information on the GitHub page for MailCow. By the way, don't forget to like, subscribe and share my videos, and don't forget to click on the bell icon to get notified when I get new videos out. So let's begin the installation. I'm going to look at the GitHub page. I have opened the Putty terminal. I'm going to connect again to my server, and I'll start by copying and paste the command line from the installation page here. So I'm going to put my login. I'm going to put my password. The server I'm using is an internal server, and it's not, it's not visible on outside world. So I'm going to create the opt folder if it's not there already. It should be already there. Usually gets created when you install Docker. By the way, if you need to know how to install Docker, just go to my previous videos and where I can actually show how you can install Portainer and Docker. But this is not that kind of the tutorial, so we only show you here how to install the mail server. So this is what I'm going to do now. So with the sudo command, I'm going to do sudo composer, and I'm going to have a look if I got and which version I have. Of course, you should have a, if you install it the same time that I did, you should have the same version that I have. In this case, 1.25.5. Okay, that's the actual installation that I done it, and here we go. Here, go back the actual composer, and that's the version. Now let's go and let's choose these files if you don't have the actual composer, just in case something happened. As you can see, that is permission denied, but that's done on purpose because I didn't put sudo in front. But this is not something you need to do, by the way, okay? This is something you need to do if you don't have Docker Compose already installed. you should have it, but just in case you didn't. So now we start the actual installation of the MailCow server. Now you should have UMask already, but we're going to go forward with installation. I'm going to the opt folder, cd/opt, and I'm going to copy and paste the sudo git clone. So I'm going to clone the actual from Git the copy of MailCow. We're going to wait until the downloading is completed, and there we go. That's done. I'm going to do ls list the files. As you can see here, we got MailCow dockerized. I'm going inside the folder MailCow dockerized, and I'm going to do an ls. Those are the files that you can see inside this folder. We got the YML important file for the installation, but we need now to generate the config file. So to do so, we go back here. Right, that's been done now, and we're going to do the generate config file. By the way, you need the full qualified domain. In this case, I'm going to use a local domain, something that I'm going to use locally. Of course, here you should put your own domain name. Now, next step, I'm going to show you where you put it. So I'm going to press enter here. I'm going to do with the sudo. Here is the mail server. In this case, I'm going to write mail myself dot, and after the dot you need to put your domain name. Make sure your domain name already is pointing to the IP of your server, just in case you do this in the real world. If you do like I do, you can put different you can put a local domain. For example, here I'm going to put mail.servermail.local. So now I'm going to put the time zone. For me, it's going to be Europe, London. I'm going to just press enter to accept that. So now we're going to check the directory if the actual config file has been created. As you can see, mailcow.conf. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to edit the file using Nano. Of course, you can use VI or whatever, or Vim, I'm going to press enter, and here I'm going to change the SSL information. More information, of course, you can still find on the GitHub page. You make your decision based on the type of server you install in the mail server. In my case, I'm going to disable the automatic creation of the SSL certificate because Let's Encrypt would not give SSL certificate on local server. Right, if you use, for example, proxy servers, you gotta check and bind some of the ports. Again, you need to check port 25 if it's available to you, and need to configure. All the information again can be found on the GitHub page. Now I'm going to find the SSL certificate by Let's Encrypt, and I'm going to change the option. Here we're going to change from no to yes by just deleting the N and replacing with Y. After that, I'm going to press Ctrl X and Y and then exit the Nano program. Press enter here and job done. So now we start the final part of the installation. For this, I'm going to use Docker Compose, and I'm going to use the parameter -d to start MailCow dockerized and detached. So I'm going to copy this one here. Here you find the information about the tag D or -d, depends where you are in the world. and I'm going to use the sudo command as well in front, as I'm not doing this in root. I'm not using root, I'm using my normal credentials. After that, I'm going to press enter to start the installation. As you know, we cloned the Git, and now we are installing it. That shouldn't really take long. Here we go. The installation has completed. Right, now that has been completed, we're going back to the pager. Let's go. All right, let's grab first the web page. The login details are admin and moohoo. Those are the standard. It does take a little bit of time, as you can see here. We are on way 502. It does take time. I don't know the real reason, but I think it took around 25 to 30 seconds before that the actual server came up online. So you do need to wait. Yes, if you see this error, don't worry, it does take time. Let's clear the screen here. Still pending here. All right, let me refresh the container so you can actually see as well how it looks in Portainer. Many containers are being created, and each of them have a specific function. As you can see here, we got the PHP, we got the database, we got the postfix, we got the client SoGo, as I'm going to show you. We got devcode, clamd, and so on and so forth. Now let's have a look here if the server is online. It should be. There we go. Now what we're going to do, we're going to log in with the details you can find as well on the GitHub page. And let me have a look here. There we go, that's admin, and the password is moohoo, MOOHOO. Of course, you need to change this as soon as you get inside. I'm gonna press login, and here we go, we are inside the actual server. I'm gonna remove this for now. I'm gonna press on edit, and I'm gonna to add a new password, and I'm going to save the changes. Of course, this one also has a two-factor authentication, so I'm going to disable that for now. I'm going to press done now. There we go. As you can see, TFA is disabled and the actual user is active. In this case, the admin. As you might see here, my voice doesn't really correspond to the video. I actually recorded this video and then I recorded the voiceover. I had a problem with the actual mic, that I'm trying to buy a new mic. Really, a lot of people tell me that my voice is not that clear. But anyway, without any other delay, let's have a look around the configuration, the routing. We got the system mail, we got the queue manager, and the global filters. Okay, so be careful, by the way, if you use global filters maps. Okay, here you can configure the DKIM keys, forwarding hosts, fail to ban parameters, for example. That's the forwarding. Fail to ban or bane, wherever. Quarantine, so everything here you can actually activate and deactivate, if whatever. In this case is inactive because there's 0 there. and you can actually do, it depends, when you get the email back from the server, if you want as an attachment or if you want to actually forward the mail. I like to do attachment, but a lot of people does it a totally different way. Of course, more information can be found on the MailCow website. Here you can find the maximum amount of size in megabyte. I don't like to have more than 1 megabyte, but again, it depends what you're doing. Now this is the quarantine. Quarter notifications we got. That is the spam settings. You can add the rules if you wanted to. Those rules again can be found on the GitHub or on the MailCow website. And here you can actually customize the server with the logo and the rest of the information. You can put your actual website address, the title and everything. Don't forget, of course, to save all the changes. Here is the routing. Here are the actual system mails, the queue manager, and the global filters. Now we go to the configurations. This one is actually the same page. Yeah, we got to go back again. So we go to the system here. Here you can find the actual information of the actual server and the container information. It actually tells you as well the disk usage and everything. Here you can find all the logs that you need, just in case you get errors or any information you really need. You can find it inside the actual logs. We go back to configuration and we go to the mail setup. This is all the fun here where it begins, where I'm going to show you how to add domains, mailboxes, and also I'm going to show you how it actually works by sending emails between one box to another. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start adding a domain. Alright, so here I'm going to put another local domain, and when I mean local, I'm going to put a name .local, so I know I'm going to use it locally. So the first one is going to be domain.local. No description, just because this is a test. Unless you want to put any description you really want, it's up to you. I'm going to put description just in case. I'm going to leave it as it is. Don't forget that when you add a domain, you can actually add a domain only, or you can add a domain and restart SoGo the client. It's very important you do so. Add a domain and restart SoGo all the time, and make sure, of course, is active. Once you are happy with all the information you have added, you press add domain and restart SoGo. We gotta wait, and there we go. The actual domain has been added, as you can see here, domain.local, and as you can see here, is active. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a couple of mailboxes. The first one I'm going to call it box 1. I'm going to choose, of course, the actual domain.local, and I'm going to add the password. I'm going to make it active. I do the confirmation password, and I'm going to click add. It's up to you if you want to put the actual name. There we go. Click add. Job done. I'm going to press OK here, and I'm going to remove this one. I got a plugin that tells me just in case if there is, for example, without SSL, if I'm put any credentials. I'm going to add again now another mailbox, and I'm going to call it box 2. I'm going to do exactly as I've done on the other one. I'm going to put a name, password, and I'm going to confirm the password as well. And I make sure that the actual mailbox is active. You want to make sure that is active, otherwise you might have a problem, just in case if you want to send some emails between the mailboxes. And I'm going to press again add, and that's it. Now we should have the two mailboxes, as you can see here from the panel, both active. What I'm going to do now is see if I can add another domain, so I can actually show you as well between the same domain and between two different domains. So I'm going to call it domain2.local, and I'm going to add, without any fuss, I'm leaving it exactly as it is, and I'm going to add domain, and I'm going to restart SoGo. That is the actual client. Now that I have had a second domain, I'm going back to the mailboxes, and I'm going to create a third mailboxes. Alright, so as you can see, the actual mailbox has a quota, and that's changed just because I haven't changed from the setup, but it's up to you how you do it. Now I'm going to I'm going to create a new mailboxes, and I'm going to call it box3.domain2.local. I'm leaving, as I said, new boxes and new domain, so you can see how it works. Make it active and press add. Now once I do that, so let me remove this again, sorry about this guys, and we got 3 username, 3 email addresses, and now what we're going to do, we're going to test it out. So I'm going to the webmail, that's SoGo Webmail, that's the actual default. I think this is the actual default webmail that comes with MailCow, but I think you can add as well. I'm not sure if it comes with it as well. I haven't actually checked, to be honest with you. I'll let you know in the description if also Roundcube gets installed. As you can see here, we just got inside SoGo with the box 1 credentials. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up another page with SoGo, and I'm going to log in with box 2 credential. And we go, I just open a new browser in incognito, otherwise I won't be able to open. Now let me adjust this one here. There we go. Now let me add box, I think this is box 2, yeah, box 2 at domain.local. I'm adding my password, and I'm going to log in. Now as you can see, we got both mail client opened. That's box 1, the other one is box 2. Now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create a new email. Oh, by the way, when you go for the first time in the client, you will receive between 2 and 3 emails. That is normal. That is the preparation of the calendar and the documentation folder. So as you can see here, I just created a new email with box 2 here. It auto-populated with the actual domain, so in this case domain.local. I'm going to press box 2, and I'm going to do subject testing, and the description there also testing, and I'm going to send it. There we go. I'm going to press send. So that was from box 1 to box 2. I'm going to refresh this one. As you can see here, address book and calendars being created. Like I told you before, of course here we should have as well the 2 and also the testing server. As you can see, that's what I have sent, and this is the, now let me have a look. Sorry, that is not what I sent. This is what I sent, and on the left you can see from box 2 what has been received from box 1. Now I'm going to do again, and I'm going to open box 3. Right, it looks like it doesn't let me do it. So anyway, okay, let me log out from here, and I'm going to log in with box 3 credential from the different domain. That's domain 2, I think. Is that domain 2? Yep, domain2.local. I totally forgot about that. There we go. Let's do this here and paste and password. And as you can see, I just logged in inside the box 3 webmail. I'm going to refresh. As you can see, the calendar is being created. I'm going back. I think I start to. Yeah, okay, I'm going to refresh that now. Nothing sent there, of course. That's domain.local. I'm going to create a new one, and I'm going to send to box 1 and box 2. Now, as you can see on this one, it does not auto-populate for the other domain, only for the actual domain you are logged in. So domain.local. I'm going to do testing. Let me add the other one as well. Box 2 at domain.local. And I'm going to put a just testing on the description. I'm going to send. So let's see what happens. So I'm going to send this one here. This is from box 3, don't forget. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you that I sent it to both boxes. I think I got to refresh that. There we go, from box 3 testing. And as you can see on the right there, I received from, I sent it to box 1 and box 2 as well. You can see it, both. Well, let me do this a second. There we go. Right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to log off, and I'm going to log back on with the box 2 credential from the domain.local, and I'm going to have a look if I received the email from box 3 like box 1 did. So as you can see, not now. I got box 3 there, and I got the second one there. Alright then guys, thanks again for watching my tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe my videos, and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you can be notified on new incoming tutorials. And thanks again, and I'll see you next tutorial guys. Take care.